So now the trousers are underneath the sewing foot, so we put the foot down. I'm going to start quite far up, not where the pins are. I've laid it flat underneath so it's nice and smooth. So we just start sewing along that top seam where I've pinned and keep moving down until you get to the bottom of the pins. Keep it flat underneath, just take your time, it's not a rush, and keep going along the seam. And adjust if you have to, because some of the frays just popped out again, so I'm just tucking that under. Keep going. Right to the crotch area. And make sure at all times the actual fray does not pop out. So as you can see down there, we don't want any of that fray popping out, so I'm going to sew now right to the end there. To the bottom. So that's great, so that's done. Right, so now the seam is all in. As you can see, we've got a flat seam right along now to the top. So what I want to do is go back inside the jeans and I'll show you how they're looking now. So obviously we've got all this going on, which we don't want. That all has to tuck back in to secure the jeans. So what we do is fold the seam. Underneath there is the damage, so we need to tuck that under and get that seam back in. Can you see? So it's nice and neat. And pop that seam back in. So I put the needle in there and work my way down. So tuck all the damage underneath back in. And continue right down to the bottom. Tuck that in. Like that. Nice and neat. Get all the fray underneath. And then, this is the most damaged part, so we want that all tucked in. Right along. And again. So as you can see, that's all in place. No fray, nice and neat. So I'm going to quickly turn it back over just to see where that seam's sitting. And as you can see, it started there where the stitch is, and it's gone and it's in the right position. So and now I'll sew on the inside, but then I'm going to sew back on the outside. So go back into the jeans, get it on the bed. So here we go. So now I find my pins, get my legs out the way, and as you can see, I'm going to sew straight along that seam, right along the pins. Keep checking you've not got your legs tucked under the needles or anything like that. So back again, nice and straight, right along the seam. There we go, so the two seams are secure now. Snip the cottons off. then we'll flip it over. And this is the end result. So, as you can see, we've got no fraying. I mean, obviously, I'm never going to be able to get this frayed look, this worn look back, because they do that in the machine and you just can't do it. So, it is what it is. But now with the wearable, this part is underneath anyway, so you're not really going to see it. This is the top part you are going to see. The only thing you have to check is when they put the jeans on, they don't end up with like a little pouch. But the way that's sat now, I think that's just going to be perfect. So this will be under the seat, so all we'll see is this little bit. So what I'm going to do just to secure it, because of the pair of jeans, is just to reinforce both seams now on the top. And I'll show you that. And then that's it, they'll be done. And they're saved for another day. And if the jeans aren't a tight fit, then they will last for quite a while now. He only wears them for evenings, so he's got a new lease of life basically, and doesn't have to pay another £100 or whatever Hugo Boss jeans are now for a new pair of jeans. So I'm going right along the second seam again. Right to the top of that thick section, and there. I'll unpick both, not unpick, stitch off the loose cottons with my unpicker, but I've just noticed actually they're going a little bit there as well. So what I could do, so they don't actually go, I think what we'll do that now. I'm going to, if I can, yeah, because that's going to go pretty quick. So the easiest way to get that sorted now without it turning into a hole, I'm going to pop that down with the pin, just tuck it under a little bit like that, and then top stitch, and do the same there. Tuck all the fray under and top stitch it over. Now if that's going to work, I can pull that and I'll see if it's going to pop out. And it's not, it's stayed under, so that will give it another lease of life. So I'm going to quickly stitch down there, and it's the same again, you've got to make sure that fray doesn't pop out or it's a waste of time. So I'm going to quickly stitch that. Start, which end? Start here. Obviously I've got to take the pin out to get the needle in, but what I do is I use the pin as like my finger and push the fray under like that, and again right under, and stitch along to the top. Right, let's see if that's worked. Let's have a look. So, yeah, well that's all underneath now. So the fray's not going to get any worse for now, because it's all under that section there. But also I've noticed, now I'm inside the actual jeans, look at the state of the pockets. It's not asked me to fix those, but oh god, that's gone, that pocket anyway. I'm not putting a new, jeans pockets are very difficult to change. So what we'll do with that one, I think, is completely gone. Let's see what the other one's doing. I can repair that one. I'll repair this one. So basically all I'm going to do is snip the top off like that, and there's your pocket. So I'm just going to pull the pocket inside out like that, stitch along that seam, so we pull the pocket inside out, stitched along the bottom like that, then you pop the pocket right through again, so it's like that. So now we've got a double seam here, so I'm going to stitch along there just to secure it more. And there we go, we've got the repaired pocket, so that one works. So let me have a look at this one. So we've got the top layer. Oh, you can't see, sorry. So we've got the top. So, well, I'll bring it down here. It might be a bit, maybe not. Right, so. So let me turn that off. We've got the pocket works on that side obviously, but then when I turn it over there's absolutely nothing there. Crikey. It's just not in my nature to leave that, but I think I'm going to leave it and see what he says. I'll just trim it, because he's obviously used to not using that pocket. I am wondering whether just to stitch that pocket down, because he hasn't got a big hole in his trouser then. That's what I'll do. Just for now, I'll stitch the pocket down. Then, that way, his trousers haven't got a huge hole in. And he might forget and put something in there and just lose it. So for now, I'm just going to tack that down. Tack the pocket down and then ignore that. I'll have a word with him and see what he wants me to do, but for now I'm going to do this just to save him losing anything really, and it'll look neater because I'll actually trim the scraggly bits off the pocket, so it'll feel nicer to wear if nothing else. So those pockets are stitched down. And with this, I'm just going to trim. Trim all that scraggy bit off. And there we go. It'll be nicer to wear and he won't lose any money if he puts it in the pocket accidentally. So that's one pair of jeans repaired. We've actually saved the front for a bit longer, saved the bottom because now there's no hole, and it's all finished nice and neat. Repaired the pockets so they live another day, and then this pocket we'll abandon, but as you say, I've just stitched that down so it doesn't lose any money. And there you go, that's how to repair a hole in your jeans. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you've got a damaged pair of jeans, there you go, you can repair them. Thank you, bye bye.